Hey, coaches, welcome to another installment of the Football Scoop 10-minute clinic. Today, I'm going to be taking on the challenge of trying to share a handful of simple ways and tweaks to your power read and GT schemes to make them a little bit more effective. So, with that, I'm going to hop right into things. Pull this down here. Okay, so the first thing you need to know, for us is the way we've structured our plays. All of our run plays are named after cities, and that kind of gives us an easy way to add to those. So we're a big power counter, so GT and GY Bucks counter team, and then a Buck sweep team as well. So if we want to add a wrinkle to any of those concepts, the straight city is the downhill run play that we want to run. But if we want to add a pitch element or a swing element, we add the major league team's mascot. So if it's a pitch element, pitch, baseball, pitcher, all kind of goes right in that nice and neatly into that bucket. And then a related mascot to that would be the swing concept. Okay. And then if we want an NBA, if we use an NBA team's mascot, that means the quarterback is the A-gap runner. The way we explain that to kids is the NBA and the point guard, quarterback's point guard of your football team. So that normally helps it stick with them a little bit. Okay, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going over pit, but just straight downhill power. That's what we call our pit play. Okay, that's pit for us. But really what I wanted to get to is our variations in the power read game. Okay, so almost every spread team runs some form of power read. Quarterbacks poking that ball back, taking two shuffles, reading the end man on the line of scrimmage. He's got two shuffles to make that decision. If he widens, he pulls and runs the A-gap power. If he stays flat, then we're going to hand it off and get the ball to the edge. Okay, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about power read because I feel like a lot of teams do it. Okay, but what kind of set us apart going into my second year at West Ottawa as the offensive coordinators, we decided to double down on power, especially. So we added the toss read off power and a swing read off power. So here's our toss read off of it. So again, toss read will be a baseball team. So the baseball team in Pittsburgh is the Indians, is the Pirates. So we're running Pirate here. I'll get to Indian in a bit. So this is Pirate. So nothing changes up front for the yellow line, but the window dressing on the back end changes. We're just changing the delivery system to get the ball to the edge is really all we're doing in each one of these. So instead of the running back coming flat and fast across, he's going to line up on that same side and stretch the defenders horizontally with the read a little faster. Nothing changes up front. Again, we change the formation here and getting a quads bunch set. The read doesn't change. Nothing changes up front, just the window dressing on the perimeter and on the back end. Here we get into a quad set, rounded tight end, three receivers to that side. They don't have a D-gap defender here, so we get a nice down block, and we pitch it out to the perimeter and just players in space making plays. Here we dress it up a little differently. Okay, even front team, so we get an empty. We're going to motion the back into the backfield. And still running Pirate. Power toss read. Quarterback's got one shuffle step to make that read. The D end squeezes, he's pitching it out. The D end widens, he's going to pull it and run A-gap. Okay, so that was Pirate. So longer word for Pirate, still related to a Pirate. We call this Buccaneer. So it's a longer word, meaning the delivery is longer to the perimeter. But it's still in that same Pirate family, so it's easy for the skill players to remember. Again, we're still just running power read up front, so power for the offensive line. Our read doesn't change, just the delivery system to get the ball to the perimeter. Here we are running it to the perimeter. Probably not a great play call here by me. But one shuffle step. Read widens, so he pulls, and we get a 4-yard gain. Comes up field, let's get it to the perimeter. This was really good for us in terms of stretching the defense horizontally, and it really turns into a glorified bubble. Okay, In the GT scheme, okay, so GT for us is Cleveland. Again, it's a city, okay. So we're running Cleveland. Our back is going to take 2 kick steps, almost like your offensive line does in pass pro. But we found that gets his shoulders squared to that opposite A gap really effectively. So he takes 2 kick steps, and then he's screaming downhill. It's really helped us mesh up well with Reed and with our RPO game off of this. So this is just a look at RGT. We're going to fake the throw with energy after it for the RPO. And this is what happens when you get that RPO cooking really well with a stick concept. Now he's stuck and he doesn't know where to play, and he's kind of in no man's land there. Gash him a bit. Here's our downhill GT still with bubble attached on the outside. Here it is from empty. So I think a lot of teams do this, and we're going to jet this guy across. Becomes really bash, okay? We're going to pull here. We're going to read the B-gap defender. If they overload that side, it's an automatic pull for the quarterback, which you'll see a few times. Okay, this is our bash. So really the back's lined up in the backfield. He's going to be taking it flat and flat across, flat and fast across, pushing it to the perimeter. We're going to read the B-gap defender here. We call this Cavalier, okay? NBA team, meaning the quarterback is now the A-gap runner. Cavalier is the NBA mascot in Cleveland, so they know it's Cleveland up front. Nothing changes up front. So here's how we run it, for a long time. Anytime we got into this set, our 11 personnel set, this was buck sweep. Okay, so we added, doing Cleveland out of this was really effective for us. So we tag Z crack, the Y would arc for the hang player, and then we're still just running GT and reading the B-gap defender up front. Here's the Z arc, Y crack. I'm sorry, Z crack, Y arc. Really splits that defense in half, and everyone's got to play assignment football. Here we crack on the wrong guy. We should be cracking here, and he should be arcing here. The quarterback ends up getting a pull read, and we got linemen downfield blocking for the quarterback, takes it to the house. Here it is. We dress it up a little different. We have a grounded tight end and a wing. Okay, so he's going to block down. He's going to arc around. We're still pulling the GT on this side, so reading the B-gap defender, and we're going to jet the F now for an empty set. Okay, coming close on time here, so I want to get to, so we already showed some of the empty stuff. I want to get to Indian, which is our pitch read off of GT counter. Okay, Cleveland Indian. The Indians are the Major League Baseball team. That tells us it's our pitch series. Okay, so our read doesn't change. Nothing changes up front, but the quarterback's read is now different. The delivery system to get the ball to the edge is the only thing that changes. It's Indian for us. Indian to the the 3 receiver side here. We get an overload, so the quarterback knows that if we got one man outside on the line of scrimmage, outside of the read guy, then he knows it's an automatic get or automatic keep. So he's rolling. And then, just to dress it up a little bit more, if we want to run the swing now, we can move the F from here to outside. And I'll just essentially run bubble with him. Nothing changes for the quarterback. He's going to take one shuffle step and read. If he squeezes down, then we're throwing it out to the bubble where we got numbers. That's seminal. I think this is just a clip from practice, from inside run. You need to set this up, though. And you can't, it's not a great play to run the first play of the game because you're not sound up front. But, if this guy's screaming uphill and is going to tear your quarterback's face off, then it's not a great play to run. This is great against teams that are, really disciplined, squeezing and surfing when they're not blocked. Then they essentially block themselves if you're getting the ball out in a hurry. Okay, that's it for our 10-minute quick clinic today. Hope you got some from it. If you have any questions or anything, you know, here's my contact information. Look forward to connecting. Thanks, fellas.